You'll likely have been a little surprised with the statistics we covered in the last video. Instagram is bigger than Twitter and better for engagement than Facebook. Time to get on with it. But why is Instagram so good for interaction? What is it about this channel that makes it potentially a goldmine for companies hoping to make an impression on their prospective audiences? Especially considering that, on the face of it, Instagram seems very much more geared towards sharing personal content with no marketing angle. Well, actually, it's this focus and this limitation that actually makes Instagram so effective. You see, people are very cynical of businesses and they're very tired of seeing the same marketing message over and over again. It's incredibly annoying to head on over to Facebook to have a chat with your friends or to see photos of your new niece, only to be bombarded with offers for products saying, "Click here, enter your email, buy now." Is it any wonder people aren't engaging? On Instagram, though, there's no click here or buy now. Rather, there's just, here's a photo of us working in our office. A funny meme, a picture of something that encapsulates the subject you're interested in, a new product framed artistically, you know, that sort of thing. And this is far less invasive. As such, brands on Instagram come across as much more genuine and they don't appear to have some obvious ulterior motive. At the same time, because you're forced to create something artistic and interesting on Instagram, that will help make your business seem much more trendy, artistic, and interesting itself. A company that's constantly uploading pictures of sunsets, of their products in amazing lighting, or of inspirational messages is going to seem much more savvy and in tune with their customers, as opposed to a company that just keeps featuring large banners telling people to buy stuff. Instagram is potentially highly lucrative for brands, and this is a very smart place for them to invest their time and their money. While this may be true, though, it's also very different from other platforms and other social networks. What this means is that you need to approach it differently, and you need to have different objectives, lest you be disappointed. So, what does this mean? Well, for starters, you need to be aware that Instagram isn't about making direct sales and conversions. You can't include live links in your description that will send people anywhere, so you can't have a click here to buy now call to action. Remember, this is a good thing at the end of the day as far as your marketing is concerned. So instead, what you need to be focusing on is your brand's visibility, popularity, loyalty, and authority. Your aim is to build followers on Instagram so that they'll see your content and be constantly reminded about your brand and why it matters. Likewise, you want the people who already like your brand to learn to like it even more and to be constantly reminded that you exist and of all the great things that they can buy. This is very much a slow burn marketing strategy, and it should not be measured in terms of immediate ROI. This should be measured in terms of engagement, growth, and popularity. In the long term, this is actually much more valuable to you than a single sale. So now you know the power of Instagram and you know what your overall objective is. The next question is, how do you go about populating your account with content that will really stand out and get noticed? Of course, the majority of your content is going to be photos. The good news here is that you won't need a powerful camera to create these photos and can do a perfectly good job with a simple phone camera. Remember, the dimensions of your Instagram photos are relatively small and the filter is going to be able to hide any low resolution anyway. An HD camera will give you more to work with and you should get one if possible, but don't worry if you don't have one right away. What does matter is the subject and what you're going to be taking photos of. For a brand, this can be a difficult question. Obviously, Instagram caters very well to the creative brands and to companies that sell crafts, clothing, ornaments, or anything else that is aesthetically appealing, and anything that's likely to appeal to an audience that likes beautiful things. If you knit plush toys or design shoes, then you can upload pictures of those to show off your products in a very stylish way. Restaurants and food companies, meanwhile, can be highly successful showing images of what they're cooking or preparing. Surprisingly, this will also work very well for technology companies, car manufacturers, even companies creating kitchen cutlery. Technology nerds can get surprisingly excited about some sexy new hardware, and if you compose the shot correctly, this can be very effective. Services might also work, whether you show photos of the beautiful websites you've helped to create, or you upload images of your team looking over the shoulder of someone working at the computer, for a consultant. Another angle to think of is the lifestyle and the value proposition surrounding your brand. There's a saying, you don't sell hats, you sell warm heads. Well, what's the equivalent of your warm head? In other words, if your company sells fitness equipment, you can upload photos of the equipment, but you can also upload photos of the lifestyle. Now this could mean a photo of a taped and chalked hand ready to pull up a bar. It could mean a photo of an empty protein shaker, or it could mean a picture of a figure running on the horizon against a sunrise. Maybe it means a picture of someone looking very confident as they ride one of your mountain bikes along a trail. If you sell holidays, then your photos should be of exotic locations, people relaxing in pools and people backpacking across the desert. This also works for services. If your company offers consultation, legal advice, accounting, that sort of thing, then you might have pictures synonymous with business and success, such as people looking out of their office block on the 20th floor, city lights at night, or hands shaking. In all these cases, you need to think about making the image look good in itself, and you need to think about how you're going to make the people reading it feel. You also need to think about your target demographic and how they want to feel. Ultimately, if your images inspire positive emotions, you'll get followers. A completely different approach to take might be to show images of your personal life, and this is useful for bloggers and entrepreneurs who want to create a personal brand. Actors, bloggers, digital marketers, musicians, YouTube stars, and more all have Instagram accounts that show what they're getting up to. The objective here is to allow your fans and followers a glimpse into your lifestyle so that they can feel like they know you. And this will build your brand loyalty and your authority, and it will make you more likable, thus increasing the chance that someone will buy from you. While the objective here is to provide an honest insight into your lifestyle, remember that you also want yourself to appear knowledgeable. If you're promoting a certain lifestyle or product, then you want to imply that this actually works. What this means is that you need to think about the way your photos make the viewers feel. Try and showcase your lifestyle in a way that makes it seem desirable and that makes you seem successful and confident. This will make your followers more likely to want to listen to your advice. Selfies are really popular on Instagram, of course, and this is the perfect place to use them. Finally, note that your Instagram content can also be designed to provide value as information or as entertainment. A great example of this would be a restaurant that also provided recipe ideas, or perhaps a clothing company that offered style suggestions and tips. Many people follow fashion accounts on Instagram to get ideas for clothes combinations as well as inspiration regarding good outfits and looks. You can provide inspiration via Instagram, tips, news, ideas for nights out. Think of what fits with your brand and how you can deliver useful information in a visual format. In the next video, I'll give you the lowdown on how to take amazing photos.